Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Geeks Harbor podcast. I am the one, the only, the infamous Captain Mexico, also known as King Mexico, also, JB, whatever you want to call me. I got like 100 nicknames. And joining me always is the man with the plan. He runs the skinny, the Texas gaming hedgehog himself. It's Keyblade Sonic.
Hello. Hope y'all's Monday is great today.
Y'all can't tell, we're both kind of tired.
No, it's just like as soon as he was making the introduction, my something like caught in my eye.
It's like, oh, man,
Poor
why am I
timing.
here? Like, I wouldn't do this show anymore if we didn't get free badges to stuff.
No, no, we don't do it that way.
All right, hold on. I got one of the other one of the other guests just messaged me. And they are having technical issues. All right. So do we have a skinny today, or what's going on?
Well, I was gonna have a skinny, but then, like I said, our main topics are pretty much the skinny.
All right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
just a quick one. Anime Austin is happening this weekend. So in the Austin area, that's happening this weekend, and then Anime Dallas is next weekend, correct?
Yes, Anime Dallas in Dallas, Texas,
Yeah.
is next weekend. Geeks 5 will be there. We'll be hosting Dragon Ball versus My Hero, several other panels, and including we'll be hosting their karaoke. We already started working on doing more with the con for next year. So we're
awesome.
really looking forward to that. What's
I'll
up,
say-
everybody in the chat? Joining us, as always, is Chad, Sanji, Mr. Fartknocker. Free con badges are always nice. They are.
That's the perks. Yeah. Damn, same weekend as Thanksgiving. That's right.
That's right.
Don't want to be spending Thanksgiving eating turkey with your family that are gonna probably spill tea all weekend. Just come to Anime Dallas.
Yeah. Well, no, it's Turkey Con Thursday, then Anime Smelly
Dallas.
Con Friday.
Yeah, if you don't want to spend all weekend hearing your tios and your tias spilling tea about shit that happened 5 years ago.
Right. Also, don't forget, God of War and Sonic
Ragnarok.
Frontiers came out last week. God of War
Yes.
Ragnarok, which is already nominated for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Through GameSpot, and this coming Friday, it's Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. Which one are you guys gonna get? I'm getting the purple one.
Violet.
Yeah, the Violet. Yeah. Violet.
And speaking of Game of the Year, today the nominees from the Game Awards already announced the nominees for this year's award show. So this year's Game of the Year, they already announced is A Plague Tale: Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So those
For
are
some
this
reason,
year's.
I think Stray is gonna win it.
Yeah, not for me. I think the most predictable one would probably be Elden Ring and God of War. Either of those two.
All right, joining us is a guest today who's going to talk about a little about. They actually went to Oni-Con this past weekend, so they're going to come. They were nice enough to come on the show and kind of talk about it a little bit. Please give a warm welcome to Q. Thank you for being on the show.
It's a pleasure. I saw about those. I was like, oh, this would be pretty nice to talk about Oni-Con.
That's right. By the way, we never went over the rules with you. So the show is mature audiences. You're allowed to say whatever you want. However, if you talk bad about someone, just make sure that you don't say their name.
Yeah.
Fuck banana.
Should I give a little intro about myself, I guess?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. My name's Q. I went to Oni-Con this on just one day, Saturday. And if you saw a fucking Asian maid walking around with a big ass machine gun, that was probably me.
That actually sounds kind of cool.
That's pretty bad. I saw the photos. Pretty badass.
Yeah. I was like, I was walking around. I was giving random people. I was like, hey, here, hold the gun. And, carry on. There was a Guts. I think there was a Crusader that just grabbed one. He looked like he was about to storm Jerusalem. It's all good fun. But overall, I liked it.
Do you actually have any pictures of the con?
Shit. I don't take pictures. Like the entire time. The entire time I was at the con, I took maybe like 5 or 6 photos, and everything else was like literally people tapping me like on the shoulder, like, "Hey, you look great. Can I have a picture of you?" and they took it, and then, we all just kind of carried on. I never really got their socials or never really asked for mines, and it was just all have a good fun time, more or less.
We already have some comments about the con.
Yeah,
Oni-Con, aka Tumbleweed
Tumbleweed
Con.
Con.
yeah, Saturday, even though that was meant to be like the busiest day, it was still a little bit less than like
Mm.
I feel like average. Like back in I think was it 2019, 2020 was some of the biggest turnouts. Like right,
Yeah, like pre-pandemic. Yeah.
yeah, pre-pandemic, there was like some of the biggest turnouts. Like where the first floor where you walked, you can barely like walk through without hitting like tapping someone on the shoulder. Now, a little bit less, but it happens. There's a lot of issues with it.
So how many years have you going to Oni-Con?
I think I went for 2 years back. One time and twice in high school, and this is my third. I think third or probably third event of Onicon. So I'm just kind of like I'm kind of skipping days, and this is like the first con I've been to in like almost 2 years, just mainly because I work so much and I never really have a reason to go. This time I had really good friend of mine. Her name's Chrissy Cosplays. She was actually
Okay.
invited as a guest, and she was one of the judges for the cosplay contest. So I was like, I came out and I supported.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
Let me actually see who that is, because
And so, like, what was your first impressions going into the convention this year? When like you first entered, what was like the first thought in your mind when you entered?
It looks the same as I left it. Like, I remember like, coming in for the first time 3 years ago, 3 years ago, and it was like, yep, I see the artist alley is outside, and I see like a few cosplayers, I see the registrations all the way at the end, the dealer's rooms inside. So like good, same nostalgic setup, I guess.
Okay.
You walk into it, it's not something that you can really change a lot, but it's a good kind of like you go back, it's like, hey, revisit memories, I suppose.
Hmm.
so I'm actually having trouble. Okay, so I went on their website and
Oh,
they
is there on
took
Instagram?
everything down. Huh?
They're on Instagram.
Okay.
Chrissy cosplays. Chrissy.cosplays.
Alright, hold on. Let's see if I can find them. Well, I was gonna go on the Onicon website because normally
Oh yeah, they
all the
would have
have
all their
their
guests, etc.
yeah.
Yeah, but they might
They
have
already
just
took
taken it
down all
down.
their information.
Hey, they're getting ready for next year.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, they were fast about one thing. I'll give that much.
Okay, is it
Chrissy.cosplays.
because there's more than one with the same. There's more than one person with the same.
Let me pull it up.
Hey, if you got a link, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll probably just grab for you. Hold on. I don't know where the fuck I put it though.
Oh, I forgot Ross was there. Ross was gonna be on the show, but he has to wake up at 5 in the morning, so
Yeah, he has
he was
Yeah.
definitely there.
work.
Where do I
Yeah,
send the link? Oh, I
you
just
can
private
send it
chat.
to me on Facebook, and I'll just share it on.
I'll just put it in the private chat, and you should be able to see it. I think.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so she was one of the judges. She actually won Anime Matsuri last year, and then she was invited to this year's Onicon.
Okay. Let's see. So she's got some pretty cool cosplayers. She's got about 2,000 followers on Instagram. That's pretty cool. It's a good number. Let's see. Go ahead and share this real quick so y'all can kind of see what she looks like. All right. Is it sharing? Okay, it is because I thought it started
Yeah,
sharing.
it is sure.
I'm
There
watching
it
that
is.
70s show and I thought it was sharing that. I'm like, what? No. So this is
Yeah,
pretty
so
cool.
she's pretty much like. One moment, please.
Yeah, go ahead. It's pretty cool. I have no idea what that's from.
So that is Striga from Castlevania, and everything that you see in that outfit right there is something she sold. She's been doing it. If I remember cosplay about 3 or 4 years, but she's able to just draft patterns just straight right from her body. Like I don't think I've ever like remembered her actually buying a pattern from Joann's and like putting it together. Everything that you see on her bodies on all of her cosplays have been like she duct taped her body and just use the Sharpie, shape out the design, and just cut it up and modify it.
Yeah,
to the way it suits you.
that's pretty much how you have to do it as a cosplay. Whenever you're making cosplay, you have to. Whenever you're doing like armor, whenever you're working with like EVA foam, especially like for like the Castlevania one, you definitely like people have to do the it's the saran wrap, and then you put duct tape
Yeah.
or any kind of tape over it, and then you like cut it from the back, and it makes like a bodysuit that fits your body specifically.
Yep.
It's really difficult to do by yourself though.
Yeah, no, that's why she's like great. She sews everything on her own, and she even does like all the props.
That's awesome.
The cosplay competition for this year was actually really well like ran too. It was like it ran by. We didn't have. I think because I also know the organizer for the event, Rumpelstiltskin, and
Mhm.
she organized and coordinated. They had like a whole entire like pre-judging. It wasn't like a contest that you can walk up like you go in, enter in last minute. It's like, hey, can I enter in? Like, no, you can't because there's a whole even pre-judging phase. There was electronic sign up was like due 2 weeks before the con, just so they can keep the entire thing like organized, streamlined, and that way everyone comes in and goes
That's
out at the same time. And it was
that's
really well
cool.
done.
Yeah, that's really organized because a lot of cons, they sometimes will have some technical issue. They would have like delays and all that, and it could like kind of screw up like the scheduling, especially with the the giant, especially on the big main stage. Sometimes those will be occupied for like concert or something like that, and if you delay, it's gonna probably like mess up and it's nice to see like a con having like a smooth process with the cosplay contest.
Yeah. And like she was like all business and literally like she made literally no exceptions, whether like you're beginner or intermediate. You don't follow the rules, you don't get in. Simple as that.
That's good because there's too many. What con was it, Sonic, where we caught somebody like fucking? It was Anime Fest.
What?
It was Anime Fest. Remember, Jace was in the contest, and he said that like in the Discord, people were fighting because one person lied about making their shit.
Oh yes, that was one.
Like like so. I've been doing. I haven't really done a lot of cosplay contests lately. I think the last cosplay contest that I was in 2017, 2016.
Yeah, I
Except
lately.
for Anime Texas.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
sorry, I had. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Like I was gonna say, like the last one I went to that was not at a. I haven't been to one lately at cons, but I've been to ones outside of cons, and like sometimes the process can be like really different. And I remember there was a convention. I don't know if we talked about this a couple of months ago. There was a convention that was like doing a like worst in show category, and it kind of immediately backfired on the con. And
Oh yeah. So Q. I don't know if there. Yeah. So there was another convention that did like an award. It was called. I think it was a Texas con too.
I don't know. I think it was
It
like
was called worst worst
worst in.
cosplay.
Yeah, and it immediately
Yeah.
backfired on them to the point where
And
I think like
people were shitting on the con for like that's such a dickhead move thing to do.
It's just
I
dumb.
think
It's just it's just straight up dumb. It's like the contest is supposed to show like the best of the best, like throwing someone under the bus just to like make some content laugh. That's you're kind of setting yourself up to get shot in the head for that. So it's kind of like
Yeah. I would have
that's
fought the events director too. I would have like, what?
like what the hell were you thinking?
I'm like, hey man, if you got a problem with me, just say it.
so so we got a comment here. It says so Onicon was a dry lake bed.
Fucking Zarek. So okay, so tell us about tell us about the panels at Onicon. What did you see? I know every year they have a formal. Did they have a formal this year?
I don't think so. They had a J fashion event. Like, okay, so disclaimer. I only think I went to like 2 or 3 panels. I went to there was a battlegrounds one that I just kind of randomly like hop into, or like people were like role playing and fighting, etc. And a few like ones ran by cosplayers to show like techniques, etc. Because I just wanted to go like, hey, show support to a lot of my friends that were doing it. But what was that?
If you may, if I may, just go on a quick rant, real quick.
Yeah.
About the battleground show.
Yeah.
I better not. I don't know if anybody from. I know some of the people from Oni-Con watch my show. I know some voice actors watch my show. If I find out that piece of shit Shadow was part of the LARP at Oni-Con, I'm gonna be really pissed and I'm gonna raise hell. For one,
I
that motherfucker's a convicted a criminal. So I don't know if you know this, but there was a guy that who would always go to the Sleeping Samurai, hang out, help run it, whatever. He was arrested on federal charges for prostituting, forcefully prostituting his girlfriend.
ah yeah, I didn't know anything about that. I just kind of walked in. It was just like I saw like
That's why
two dudes
a
fighting.
lot of
Yeah,
people don't know that. A lot of people don't know the really bad side of like the cons, the backstage shit, and that's kind of like what we do. You know, yeah, we do talk a lot of shit, but we actually talk about. No, he's not in
Importance.
jail anymore. He's out. He's out.
Like,
Just because some people do know who he is, and it was like a big thing. And you're newer to cons, and you wouldn't really know about this because he went to jail like I think right before you started coming around to cons. Because you said you've only been coming for a few years, right?
yeah.
Right. So that makes sense, and it's probably better that you haven't heard of him, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
I also try to avoid as much drama as I can, just because it's a headache to deal
Right.
with.
Well, I wouldn't really consider this drama. There's
Oh
a
yeah,
difference
not
between
drama, but like kind of like, hey,
like
this is like
bullshit.
a big red flag.
yeah, you don't want to deal with BS and all that.
Exactly. Yeah. There's just more stuff to kind of think about. Is about the cons. Like I'm just trying to go Onicon, like chill and have a good time with my friends. I try not to think
Yeah.
too much about it.
No, that's what. So cons are. People don't understand. Conventions are like people forget because there are groups of people. There are cosplayers. There are DJs. There are people like us, panelists, press. Circus acts, chili dog girls, whatever you want to, whatever you fucking identify as at the con scene. We go to so many cons that the fun in the con no longer becomes fun; it becomes work. And the whole point, people forget that the whole point of fucking comic cons and anime cons is for us to go and actually have fun.
Yeah.
And when you do so many cons a year, it becomes work. Like as press, we can't just go. Yeah, we sign up for it, but we have when you're pressed, you have to like analyze the con. It's like, oh, dude, I heard
Yeah.
you didn't have fun. Yeah, I didn't have fun because I
Here's my
was
reason.
yeah, because you were overthinking the con. You were analyzing the con. You're like, aha, dust.
Yeah.
-2 points.
And so and also because makes sense because some conventions at one point, like when you try to apply for press, they require you, it's like, okay, we want you, okay, as soon as the con is over, you have to you have to talk about the convention, and you must show proof that you actually are talking about the convention. If not, we're not gonna have you come back as a press anymore, because
Yeah.
some of them are really stupid about that.
For instance, and we're gonna get back to the Onicon subject, but for instance, Q, when you sign up for the podcasting press for Comic Palooza, if you do a podcast show like this one, we have to do at least one show where we talk about and promote Comic Palooza, and we have to hashtag them in our show once a week, at least once a week.
Yeah, I mean it makes
So
sense. Like if you're from a company standpoint, it's like you want people
Marketing
that
and
are
all that.
being yeah exactly. So it's essentially free marketing.
mhm. so like there are people that will go to a con. They'll because this podcast is known for we shit on Anime Matsuri all day long, every day. Every podcast, at least once, I will throw shit at Anime Matsuri. But people are constantly messaging me like, "Hey, like Anime Matsuri, they sneezed and didn't wash their hands afterwards." I don't give a fuck. Oh, people are still supporting Anime Matsuri. I don't give a fuck about that either. People can go to cons and have fun. Who cares? And Oni-Con people still go and have fun, which is great. And like but like the drama thing, that's where people forget that like you really should not bring any of your bullshit drama to the cons. Oh my god, me and my girlfriend got into a fight. That's a y'all's problem. Keep that over there. I'm trying to have fun. I've been talking to this Orihime all weekend. Shoot, cons are about fun. And did you have? I mean, honestly, yeah. Q, did you have fun at the con?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like as someone that's usually I'm just like how I would categorize myself. I'm probably like your average con goer slash cosplayer that just goes to enjoy, look around, etc. I didn't really spend any money at the con like at all because one, this is probably just me though, but I'm not really a materialistic person. So stuff like posters, figures, merch, etc. Okay, like if I see something really fucking cool, I'm like hell yeah. But I'm also like really cheap, so it's kind of like weighs against like each other, Like I do like try to support my local businesses because I am also a local business because I'm a prop maker. A lot of my sales have been like around Houston, either around Houston or around the country. So I try my best to support, but it's just stuff like, do I want to buy it, and also is it like worth buying for? It's just kind of sit.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely understand. I kind of feel attacked a little.
Yeah, it's like okay, like again, I don't judge anyone for like what you buy, how much it's your money, you earned it, you spend it how you want to make you happy.
Yeah.
Me,
Right.
I'm kind of like a workaholic, so if it's not slash quote unquote useful slash functional, it's not really something that I would consider buying, more or less.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
In my defense, that's all just Dragon Ball,
if it makes you
all
happy,
of
it
it,
makes you happy. That's all that matters. That's
including that. That's all just Dragon Ball.
yeah. But if I would say, if anything, how I would summarize Onicon was if you went Saturday and only Saturday, you pretty much got your money's worth.
How much were the
Because
badges this year?
it was 45 for Saturday, 35 for Sunday, I think 55 or 65 for the
The
3 day
whole weekend.
pass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, again. Okay,
give or
that's
take. Yeah.
definitely cheaper than Anime
Actually,
Texas.
it's funny too because you mentioned the prices because I know we're talking about Oni-Con also this past weekend. Also, there was originally going to be a Tokyo Night Festival, and
Oh
that
no, I
was
went to
happening.
Tokyo Night Fest. I have like a whole thing for that. It was
I thought
something.
they were okay.
Okay,
I
so
thought they were canceling that.
so
No,
here's what happened. I went to the one on Friday. I was going to go both days. So what happened was when we got there. So for some reason, I don't know why they decided this. The parking there was a neighborhood next door to the festival grounds, and people were trying to park there. And what didn't help too was the weather pretty much canceled Friday, the whole thing Friday, and it kind of caused like a huge congestion within the neighborhood. And unfortunately, the rain and all the weather and all that stuff pretty much canceled Friday. The next day, um, like later Friday night, they were gonna we're gonna make a decision whether we do Saturday because they don't know how the weather conditions are gonna be like. And then on Saturday, they announced, yeah, we're unfortunately gonna have to cancel Saturday too. It's just not safe. It's all muddy and all that stuff. It's and all that. A lot of stuff got damaged. And they said, and then later on that day, Onicon posted, "Hey, we saw people. We unfortunately saw that you got Tokyo Night Festival got canceled. If you come to Onicon, we'll give you $20. Basically, you get to come for half off a Saturday pass." Um, and then it turns out yesterday they actually did a mini Tokyo Night Festival, which was like, oh, it's kind of too late because a lot of people thought it was only going to be just Friday and Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I was planning to go there, but then I ended up going to the Houston Arcade Expo instead for Friday. So I was like, yeah, because understandably, a lot of people kind of took days off for this. Some people even traveled from like Arkansas or like Dallas or San Antonio just for this festival and
For
just
the
for all that.
festival alone?
Yeah, just for the festival alone.
That's fucking crazy. Maybe I should have gone then.
No, the
It didn't
opened
happen
on
anyway.
Sunday. No, it did
Yeah,
happen on
it did
Sunday, but
happen, but
like
it was small though.
it was small, but it still meant a lot. Like, okay, I actually wasn't even about to go on Sunday. Like, I came because I drove back Saturday night, 10, 11. I woke up 9, 10 p.m. I had to repair the gun because I broke off the fucking handle. I'm surprised it lasted that long. But, I was like literally in line at McDonald's, like, grabbing lunch because I was hungry. And I saw like the line they had on like a Tokyo Night Festival and whatnot. And I was like, it was actually really long. It just shows all the people that were like ready to support it and whatnot. And I was like,
Yeah.
I live like 15 minutes away from the fucking event itself. So I was, fuck it, let's go. So let's go try it out. It was $10 for entry. It's not gonna fucking kill my wallet. I'm not that broke yet.
Yeah, see, $10. I could have done $10.
Yeah.
But for me, I paid for both days. I paid like $40 with the fees and all that. So
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
again, they said they are doing refunds for those
Yeah,
that
they're gonna do
able to go.
refunds.
So
Yeah.
you are going to get your money back.
Yeah,
So
it's what sucks too is because I think like obviously the weather they couldn't control that. Not just that, it also like the venue changing kind of like threw a wrench in their plans because it was originally going to be at Lucky Land over on Airline, and then stuff happened. So instead they moved to the festival grounds, and the parking situation was just awful. Honestly, on Friday on Friday we were trying to go there. It was a disaster, and it sucks for like that because not just for the organizers, also because the neighborhood that a lot of these cars were being parking and all that stuff kind of like screwed up. The neighbors were complaining. I'm like, I don't blame them. It was
makes
just a
sense.
disaster.
Was the neighborhood private?
No, it wasn't really private. It was just like it was just a
it was
regular
like your
colony.
general suburban neighborhood, but
That's
the
good
issue,
though, because if it was like a private, like a homeowners association community, some bullshit
yeah,
like that,
it would
they
be
Yeah.
could
gated.
towed cars.
Yeah, it
No,
would have been gated, all that stuff. But the
it would
also
have been
thing is
gated,
too,
but we wouldn't let it in.
when we got there, the police were like escorting us. They were like signaling us to go inside the neighborhood. So I don't know, some bad communication between the police
Well,
there and the
the
organizers.
neighborhood
I don't know.
can't, since it's an open, non-private neighborhood. The police can direct traffic for parking there, and the neighborhood can't do shit. All they can do is complain to the city. But if it was like there are some neighborhood streets you can't park in unless you have like a little tag or a permit that are non-gated.
Hmm.
So like you just have to be careful with where you park. But joining us, just real quick, joining us is another individual that also went to Onicon this past weekend. The pool, the pool. I know you see him, Sonic. Or do you? Do you have admin access?
No, I saw a brief one that had a Deadpool
Oh, it's
photo,
yeah,
and
it's
that was it. And I don't see him now.
here they are, the
There he
pool.
is.
Thank
There's
you
the
for
pool.
joining us. Well, they're probably having technical difficulty. They were having technical difficulties.
Oh no, I can hear a bit.
Oh wait,
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you now.
Now we can hear you. There you
Oh,
go.
there you go.
Thank you for
There we
joining
go.
us.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Our trash talking podcast where we talk shit about everything and everything. We're just talking about Oni-Con. Thank you for so. Wait, quick question before we talk more about Oni-Con. You are the Deadpool cosplayer that posted all those pictures in the group, right?
Yes, that was me. Yes.
Those are actually kind of funny.
There was another very good Deadpool that was hanging around for a minute, but I didn't get to see him very long.
I saw
Yeah,
him,
his
quite a
was
few
like the
times.
darker one. Yours was like the brighter one, I think. Or...
Yeah, his is made by Elf Fett, a very good, reputable suit maker.
Mhm. So I have a question for both of y'all. As far as the con goes, I'm looking at some pictures and it looks like there was some gaming in the dealer's room. Can y'all share anything about that?
I did see Smash Brothers going on.
Yeah, that was just like I saw like a group of guys just like hanging around Smash. Like I'd make a lap around the artist alley and go in the dealer's room like once or twice, and it's be the same like people. I'm like, damn, bro, I didn't think you.
Is there was there a gaming room this year?
There was not a game room this year. That was kind of one of the things that kind of bummed me out because I
Wow.
think
Okay.
remember 3-4 years ago they had like a full gaming room. They
Yeah,
had
like
people
DDR and
coming
all
down.
that.
Not just
Yeah.
DDR, but like they had like I think a capsule or something.
Mhm.
A capsule from like different companies just come down, they set the whole thing up. You pay like 10-15 bucks to hop in it, and then it was like next level. But no, this year it
Oh
was
yeah.
just the vendor set up their fucking Switch, and or I think it was either Wii or Switch, and they just started playing Smash, and that's all the game I really saw when I went for the vendors out. It's like, hey, it's you guys again. Yeah, that was guys. The
Yeah.
blue spot,
So
the blue TF2 spot was there a lot. Oh, it's Smash Tourney.
so this is what I'm seeing based on seems like a good portion of the crowd is at this. We got a couple people in suits.
Probably in cosplay. Because I know there was it reminds me of like which is kind of because this would be something you would expect like a vendor or a dealer to have. Because I remember there was a convention I went to where a vendor had he had like a little Smash setup while he was like he's an artist and he was like selling prints like, hey, if you beat me 2 out of 3 falls, you get like a free print or something like that. But
That's
this
pretty
is,
cool.
I guess, yeah, it's a pretty cool concept. And then meanwhile here, I guess it's just like a small little tourney because they realize, hey, there's no gaming setup, so I guess we can set up here.
That's fucking okay. I don't know if this guy did that on
That's
purpose.
Shaggy.
I know that's Shaggy, but is he dressed up like Shaggy or is he just wearing a green shirt?
I don't know.
If it is,
Maybe.
I fucking love it. It's ultra instant Shaggy, but it's like he's camouflage.
Yeah.
It's like this guy's either a genius or he just like smoked a blunt before going to the con and didn't
He was like,
realize he
oh
looks like
shit.
Shaggy.
That's
He was like,
good.
that's fucking great. How do I stop sharing? Oh, there you go. Oh, that's great though. So just based on the picture, so okay, so that's kind of shitty on their part. Like I don't know what's going on. Maybe the person that ran the gaming room is no longer there anymore. But that's kind of shitty that the fact that they didn't have a gaming room. It really sucks. It's almost as bad as Anime Texas with the vendor they booked for the gaming. They had a gaming truck,
Yeah.
and then Saturday the gaming truck didn't show up at all. They just said deuces, never came back.
Yeah. I
As
remember
much
one
as
time. I'm sorry.
go ahead, no, go ahead.
No, I was like, I remember another time. I think I was like younger. I think there's a crawfish festival, and like literally some dude pulled up with a. It was like a pop up like Smash thing, and literally I just saw guys, just people lined up, crowded around, like two people playing Smash on like a big, massive TV. I was like, damn, those is like the coolest shit ever.
Hmm.
Huh, I
And
guess that'd be sweet for crawfish and smash.
this
Yeah.
is really shitty. This is
Yeah, I think like compared to few years before. And actually, I had a question for both of you guys. Was there only one floor where you could access the upstairs?
Oh, there was two floors. Yeah.
Okay, it's two floors this year.
Yeah.
Okay,
First floor was generally like your artist alley, vendors, and
okay,
etc. So the second floor was actually reserved for cosplay guests. So my friend Chrissy,
okay.
Sparrow cosplays, and etc. All the cosplay guests, VAs that were invited, they were originally on the second floor, and then for some reason Saturday they were instructed like, hey, you gotta move down to the first floor, for whatever fucking reason,
That's
and
weird.
they moved down. For second floor was eventually just dedicated to, I think the LARPing room was one of them, and then I forgot what the big room that where the game room used to be was meant for. And then there was like a couple vendors, like there was a guy that was promoting this game called Depth to America, and then I think some 40K veteran fans that are just kind of like talking to other cosplayers and just chilling.
Okay.
so. Quick question. Mr. Poole, how do you say like? Is it or
Deh.
they
Deadpool.
they Deadpool?
Deadpool.
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 Okay, so question. So Mr. Q told us that there was no formal. Can you confirm that there was no formal this past weekend?
There was a formal actually that I had seen.
Was it Friday or just on Saturday? Because sometimes they
That
would do
was on.
formals like one day and not the other day.
It was on Saturday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Saturday. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
How was
it
it? Did
almost
you
looked like
go?
it was a quinceanera the way they had
Oh
set it
my
up.
god.
So it was, yeah, it was almost like, do we belong here? Is this for
Yeah, I
us?
was kind of like, I saw dresses. I was like, oh, this probably like someone's outfit, etc. So I didn't think none of it. We're at convention, people. So you see people in a nice dress, just like, oh, it's probably for like a cosplay or something. You never
Oh
know.
yeah, I even brought a nice suit to wear with the Deadpool just in case.
Nice. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, guys, I absolutely cannot stand formals. I can't stand formals. Well, not formals as much. There's a difference between a formal like prom, where they do like a prom, and then the formal ball, where it's nothing but fucking ballroom, river stomp, Beauty and the Beast music, bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, for those, a lot of cosplayers actually like adjust their characters to be put in like a dress or a suit. So it's a good way for them to express themselves. Because I actually do have a lot of friends that
It'd be more
they
creative and all that.
yeah. For like, I feel like the formal itself is just really meant for cosplayers to kind of like have their character and have put a creative spin on how they would look like in a formal dress. Like
Hmm.
oh, this person look in the tux, or for the most of the female cosplayers, like, oh, what kind of dress can I put on this character for the formal, etc. So I feel like that's the one thing the formal is really meant for. Everything else is like, oh, it's something
Well, I don't
thing
have
to
any.
do.
I don't have a problem with people dressing up, wearing suits, modifying their characters, adjusting their characters, creating new characters. I have no problem with that. My problem is the fucking music. The music blows. Like,
Yeah, you're gonna do so much.
right, because like we did a prom and the prom was amazing. The prom was just like a regular formal. Everyone shows up in suits and dresses, but the music is way different. Like the reason why I don't like formals because they're always packed in the beginning and like 45 minutes later it's like a middle school dance. Everyone's just like standing against the wall and there's like four people dancing. The room's empty. People are just like sitting around in circles. Like it looks like a middle school dance.
Yeah, and that's kind of like like yeah, the initial like oh my god, everyone's here, etc. And then like they kind of like get a feeling for it. It's like this is kind of boring. Let me just go change another outfit so I can join the rest of my friends slash group outside for like a photo shoot, etc. And having something like that, I feel like is why the formal should be more towards like the evening slash nighttime when everyone's kind of like winding down from the photo shoots, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And but also I think for the ballroom was actually used for the Nerdlesque burlesque show last evening.
Oh, they had
So
a
that was
burlesque show this year.
yeah, they did. Hosted by I think their name is Ash Cosplays.
Oh, I know Ash. Ash is cool.
Yeah, Ash.
I
They
definitely know
hosted it.
Ash.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was I think hosted at around like 9-10 p.m., which is pretty good time for like a Nerdlesque show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think a little bit of better scheduling such a logistic on their side will probably make it a little bit easier for everyone to kind of adjust. I feel like
Was there a rave this year or
there was the rave
okay, there
was in
was.
a like uh I forget it's in the concert hall quote unquote. It's like the one right next to the dealer's room. That was where the rave was. So
yeah,
it's
it's
like
always in the.
Yeah, it's always
yeah.
there.
I mean, it makes sense. It's like it's designed for a concert, so
If it
host it
ain't
right
broke, don't
there.
fix it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's no point of fucking like, hey, let's have a whole bunch of people that might be drinking and tired and dancing try to go up an escalator in order to get to where it is and try to come down at the same time. It's
right.
like
I
yeah,
mean, come on, Sonic. Of course they had a dance. What's his face? His staff there, and he's the DJ, so he'll look for any reason to get behind a turntable.
I mean, I was just asking because like some of the cons we've been to lately just either had none, or just like an underwhelming one.
They just don't go as long, or they start. Anime
Late.
Texas. That was so. Just to, and I don't know if you guys are friends with these people. I'm sorry if you are, but there was a circus act at Anime Texas. They were Demon Slayer circus act, and I really don't like them. They pissed me off, and the dance started like almost at 12:30 or Anime Texas, and that was such a bullshit time for the dance to start, and then it ended at 2. So
Yeah, it was like a
Aw,
really short one.
yeah, it was really fucking short, and
that's a letdown.
yeah, it sucked. We were all bitching and complaining the entire time in the hallway, like, where the fuck's the dance?
Yeah, we just left, or I left early.
Yeah, you were there for a little bit, and then you left.
Yeah, we were like, nah, we're done, brother.
Done. Fuck this. I didn't go to sleep until 6 in the morning because apparently the DJ, the fucking DJ, we invited the girl to come. Like, hey, I guess we had told somebody that hey, we're gonna have drinks and we're gonna have the after party in our room. And then they told the DJ, and then the DJ made like a fucking announcement. So there was like a shit ton of people in my room. That was fucking fun. Uh, but as far as Onicon goes, uh, so we're gonna ask you a few things about the actual con itself. Okay, so they did have a dance. How was the dance? Did either one of y'all go to the rave? They don't call it rave anymore, and I can actually shed some light. A lot of cons don't call them raves anymore because people used to or they still do associate raves with like drugs.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's why they don't
It
call
was
them
good.
raves.
It wasn't bad. I had no complaints there really.
I didn't win. I hit the road because I needed to beat traffic.
Okay, so you didn't
Yeah.
stay at the hotel.
Yeah. I didn't. No, fuck that. No, that's like one thing. Like the reason why I say it was worth for me because at most I spent because was it Saturday they closed down I-45. So instead of a 40-minute drive, it took me like an hour and a half just to get to Oni-Con. So because I had to go around Webster and hit Go Freeway just to get down there. Because they decided to close 45.
Yeah, that's
or
right.
Cadence.
Yeah, they were
They're
doing
doing
construction
quote
and
unquote
so
maintenance. Yeah, it was like the one time I need you not to be broken, you're fucking broken. God damn it. It was like I was even fucking planning to I was planning to leave at 8, 9 o'clock just to get there early. Meet up with the rest of my friends, but yeah, I only paid for gas and the ticket, and I think overall maybe 50, $60 in total. But like for those that had to pay for the hotel room and all 3 days plus food, I wouldn't say Uber because most of the hotels are like right by or
Mhm.
Airbnbs. I don't think it was really worth it for them for all 3 days because first day Friday, I've heard so many people say it was dead as fuck. It was. I can't blame them because Friday is kind of like the one you kind of go in, you get a feel for everything, etc. Apparently, no
Yeah.
one was there. Saturday, the supposedly most busiest day, kind of felt like a Friday. But for me, it was still something like that I really did enjoy. It still felt like a Saturday. It was missing like a few more people. And then Sunday, I didn't go Sunday because I went to Tokyo Night Festival, and that's like a whole another conversation I'd get into.
Mm. So there's still more pictures. Still more pictures, videos.
Yeah, like you said, Q. I think I was pretty accurate because I heard a lot of reports. So someone was telling me on Saturday. I mean, on Friday, it was like someone asked me, "Hey, are you at a Oni-Con?" I said, "No, I'm not." And it's like, okay, it's like dead on Friday, but then Saturday it kind of picked up more. But people said, "Sure, it's a Saturday. Sure, it's more busy than it was Friday, but it felt like a Friday day one than day two." And
Yeah, I can agree with you on that one. Yeah.
And then there was Sunday. Sunday was kind of like everyone's packing up. You go Sunday for like the deals that the vendors and artists have.
yeah. Or if like any cosplayers who want to take photos, like of like
Yeah,
do
no,
photo shoots.
I had a whole lot of like cosplay friends that went Sunday because like with less packed it is, you have a little bit more space to yourself for
Mhm.
more shoots, etc. So for the
Yeah,
cosplayers that went, yeah, it was great for them. But more or less, if you're trying to go like on your own, trying to like look around, have some fun, like find new friends, Saturday was probably like your only best bet.
Hmm.
Okay, another. How was parking at the con?
Oh, it's fucking great. Uh, um, I was dumb as fuck because I pulled up to the con and it's like, where the fuck do I park? Because I looked at the first thing I saw was a gate that was first thing I saw on my left. Right, the gate was like fully closed. It says exit and entrance. I'm like, okay, so it's closed, so I assume that it's fully packed, right? I pulled into the Kroger and I was like, I saw the fucking things that says parking for customers only. Others will be towed, and I was like, all right, fuck, I can't park here. I can't park at a hotel because all my
Yeah,
friends park.
you don't want to you don't want to fuck with Kroger. That
Yeah,
Kroger.
Yeah,
yeah.
Kroger don't fuck around.
Yeah, I was like, fuck that. But was it? And then they told me it's like, hey, there's two entrances, not just one. I'm like, wait, seriously? I pulled around again. I saw like the one that was closest to the beach. I was like, damn, I need new glasses because I'm blind as fuck. And I pulled in. And then like the first floor that I pulled into, it was completely packed. Like you had to go in circles just to find parking. But then someone told me, he's like, hey, there's a bottom level parking. I'm like, oh shit. And I pulled in, I dropped down. Me driving a truck, it was a little bit hard for me to maneuver because I'm fat as fuck. And I went in, like pretty much, very much ample parking. You really pick wherever you want. And there was both stairs and elevator that led up to the main lobby within like not even a 5 minute walk. It probably took me like 3 minutes just to walk, like not even quickly, like just slowly to there. It's like, hey, and then you see everyone just going there, and you go straight up to the first floor, and you're good to go. And I'm glad you don't have to pay for parking.
That's nice. Awesome.
The pool, we can. I don't know. We can barely hear you. I think.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was my mic. My bad.
Nah, you're good. You're good.
You're good.
It just
It's all
sounded
good.
like
Sound like
somebody in the like we had a producer in the back doing commentary. Like
it's
that
like
sucks.
sounds like like a compressed like Sega Genesis Super Nintendo.
Right?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
guy in
it
the
did.
background.
There are some really good cosplays, but like one
Mm.
thing I'm noticing about the con and a lot of these pictures, there isn't like a lot of foot traffic. Uh, maybe a lot of these pictures are from like Friday, like you said, it wasn't that packed. But it just seems like the con wasn't like I've been going like my first Onicon was in 2007, and I haven't been to Onicon
Okay, I want to stop you there. Do you remember a blue Master Chief that had an energy sword?
In 2007,
Yes.
I have a picture with you.
I was gonna say that was me. Yeah.
Man,
Fucking
feeling old.
flashbacks.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah.
Oh wow! Holy shit!
Got knocked
I
back to fucking memory lane. Jesus.
I was like a Mexican I was one of the Mexican Naruto's running around that weekend.
I saw.
I thought you were supposed to say Attack on Titan. I was like, oh wait, that didn't come
Nah,
out.
Attack on
Well,
Titan. This is before 2007 was way before Attack on Titan.
Way
Yeah.
before that. Yeah.
Yeah, Goku. I remember someone made a meme on about your Naruto cosplay.
That was me. That was me.
Oh yeah, it was what it said. It said, "Hates Naruto, wins best Naruto in the con."
Yeah, it was fucking great because like Oni-Con 2007. It was my first anime convention of all time. I bought. So I bought like a Naruto cosplay in the dealer's room, and it was one of those really shitty ones. This is back before you could really good cosplays. Like this cosplay was like tiny, like because it said it was. I got the right size, but it was like made in China, direct from China, and their fucking measurements are like way off.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So it was definitely way too short. So as the weekend is progressing, my Naruto cosplay was like assembling like a fucking Megazord.
Oh my god.
I bought like the official Naruto like jacket at the con. It was like $100 for the jacket, and you know how it's so. Back then, it was so difficult to buy orange pants.
Yeah,
Since it was Halloween weekend, I went to Party City and bought a convict costume and put the jacket over the convict suit.
that's smart.
Nice. Nice.
welcome to
Clever.
cosplay.
So
Yeah.
I bought the sandals and everything. I spent $300 my first Oni-Con. I took a lot of pictures. I took like 200 pictures, man. It was great. It was my first. It was my first convention of all time. All I did was run around and like take pictures and meet people. I had a lot of fun. And then like now,
As you get
300
older,
conventions, press, podcast, several cosplay awards later. It's like, God, man, I don't want to walk around and do absolutely nothing for 4 hours. Fuck that. I'm just gonna stay in the room and eat pizza.
it's like the veteran, the grizzled veteran.
Yeah, I'm the grizzled veteran. Holy shit. Because this year would have been 15 years. So it would have been 15 years since I met Mr. The Pool.
Oh yep. I feel old now.
Yeah, because I'm old, dude. Come on, man. I started when I was 19. Now I'm like 34.
Oof.
No, but that was fucking great because I remember because you made your Master Chief, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, because I don't have the pictures anymore because they were on MySpace.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
those are pretty much gone. But I remember there was one picture we took of you. It was you and Big Daddy.
Yes, because he charged me.
Right.
Yep, I
And
remember
y'all came like because at the time BioShock was only out on Xbox because they had a time exclusive release.
that video's actually on YouTube. Someone recorded that.
Yeah, that was really cool. So there's a picture we took where you swung your energy blade at him, and the light reflected where it looked like y'all made contact. So it looks like the energy sword is actually like it. Whenever you watch Star Wars and the lightsabers bounce off of another
Right.
energy based weapon,
Yeah, those sparks shooting out of him.
yeah, it looked like your energy blade was reacting to his armor on
That's
the
pretty
angle
badass.
and the way the picture
Yeah.
was taken. So I will always remember that photo.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It was such a great week. That Onicon was probably one of the backstage like for a veteran back then. Like
I'll be right back. Sorry, just continue.
No, go ahead. That was probably like one of the worst cons, but for me, since it was my first, it was definitely one of the most memorable. And it was definitely one of the best cons I've ever been to.
I agree. I had so much fun that year.
But that's fucking crazy. Welcome. It's full circle. Look at that.
Look at
Yeah.
that. How about
15
that?
years. There you go, man.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. That's fucking amazing. But we're gonna talk about Onicon this year. So no gaming room. That's already a big fucking red flag. Because honestly, as much as I hate gaming rooms, and I really do hate gaming rooms. Because one, it's a lot of the same people that hog the fucking games.
Yep.
A lot of the same people that refuse to leave.
Mm-hmm.
That they don't bathe.
They
I
spent
swear,
all their entire convention at that one spot. Basically, imagine spending like $55 the entire weekend just to spend a weekend of gaming.
if the con would allow some of these, not all gamers. I'm not saying all gamers, but there are gamers. We know one who is they will. There's an ass print in the chair because they haven't left all weekend.
God damn.
Like there are some people we know that if they could get away with wearing fucking diapers at the con, they would.
How do you know? Maybe they probably do.
Oh, that's so disgusting. Don't say that. Oh,
Oh God.
gaming rooms, like you can tell, and this is like this is a shot at like gaming rooms, but at the same time I'm taking a shot at it, but at the same time I'm not. But it's horrible because at some cons, like the stinkiest areas are the gaming rooms. I'm sorry, but they really are.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
But at the same time, you need that gaming room because that is literally a third of your fucking audience. They go to cons. They go
Yeah.
for the gaming room to go with other gamers.
Yeah.
Because we
It
live in a
wasn't
day
like-
and age where arcades are almost non-existent. They still exist, but they're bars now.
Yeah, they're mostly like Side Arcade in downtown, and also like the Houston Arcade and Pinball Expo. That's a separate con, but it's still the fact that most anime convention I've been to, like 90%, 95, 98% of them have at least some form of gaming room. But like the fact that Oni-Con this year only had just a Smash setup in the dealers, that's kind of like, okay, that's not great. That's not ideal, especially if not everybody plays Smash.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely had the room to have a gaming room.
Yeah.
Right. So the one thing I've been saying that anime cons should get rid of are the anime viewing rooms, because you don't see too many anime conventions anymore with that. And that's just honestly a waste of space, especially with smartphones, with
Mm-hmm.
with all the streaming services we have. Are anime viewing rooms really necessary?
Also, the thing too is, like, I'll give you an example. Delta, like, I've seen their anime viewing rooms. It's either empty or just like a couple of people just wanting to be there just to sit down and just find a place to sit down, or like a couple just making out in there.
A couple doing stuff.
Yeah, in there.
Or there's always some
Right?
con bum sleeping in there. It is what it is. No, Sonic's absolutely right. There's that one guy that's just like sitting in there, like sleeping. He's got sunglasses on in a pitch black room. And there's always a couple. You see them making out, but you don't see their hands. So
Right? Yeah.
yeah. So hey there, Chant. Why don't you go get a room? I mean, as a matter of fact, there's a bathroom down the hall. But like anime viewing rooms, they're notorious for like theft. People just sleeping in them when they can't. They don't. They go to the con. They'll spend $300 in the dealer's room, but they can't afford a hotel room to bathe and sleep in. So that's why I think they should get rid of anime. But Onicon, I don't know what's going on this year. Onicon, if you're watching, bring back your gaming room, because as much shit as we talk about them, they're essential. It is an essential part of the con experience. Sometimes you go in there and you find a game. Oh shit, they got Capcom versus SNK2. I'm definitely gonna play the shit out of that game.
Right? I remember walking across Killer Instinct on the Super Nintendo.
Right. There's definitely games out there that are great, that are fun. But I'm looking at some of the pictures, and this guy looks like a border patrol, but it says Thought Patrol. I was about to get pissed.
Yeah,
I
Stop
saw
Patrol.
him. Yeah, that was funny.
Somebody went as Santa Claus.
I didn't see that shit.
Hooter Girls.
Oh, the Genshin Hooters. I saw that.
Genshin Hooter. Okay. I have no idea what the fuck that is. Looks like Predator.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. Yeah, it was the same.
He's got like a big Gatling gun. He looks like the dude from Tekken, actually.
That guy was
Yoshimitsu.
actually mine.
Yeah, Yoshimitsu. Yeah.
Wait, is he a combination of Yoshimitsu and Predator?
He said he was a samurai predator.
Okay, because he's got the shoulder gun and the dreadlocks,
Yeah.
but he looks like Yoshimitsu, but he also looks like Predator at the same time. Okay, I do see more. I do see the LARP. I mean, overall, there's some really good cosplays. There's a lot of the samurai Predator one. There's some. Okay, I do see the LARPing room. So they give the LARPing room this giant ass room to so they can hit each other with foam swords, which sounds fun on paper, but they have so many rules and restrictions. Like,
Just to make sure people don't actually hurt each other, which
man,
I mean
fuck
makes
that. Just let
liabilities.
them go at each other like they're dress somebody up like a pinata and just let people go ham on it.
Right? Oh, there you go. Get the big Pikachu in here. Come on, let's go.
Just have him
Oh,
sign a
that big
waiver and that's
Pikachu is
it.
fucking funny.
His safety word is just throwing candy on the ground.
Oh, the safety word was pineapple, according to the Nerdlesk.
They need to come up with a harder to pronounce safety word.
Banana. Potassium.
Let's
There you
see.
go.
And I carried my bananas. No one wanted that one.
It's an inside joke for our show. There's this YouTuber, and I brought him up at Anime Texas, and everybody figured out who I was talking about. There's this there's this YouTuber who goes to a lot of Houston cons and Texas cons. Uh, I don't really like him. For one, he hit on a 16-year-old who already had told him she wasn't. For one, I didn't know she was 16 at the time, but she had already told him that she wasn't interested, and she said that she only liked girls anyway. But he still bought her like shit. He started simping over her at the con and started buying her shit and making her uncomfortable. But then I found out she was 16. I'm like, dude, you're lucky I didn't find out. You're lucky I didn't find out at the con because I would have kicked your ass.
Yeah, there would have been several people kicking his ass. Been a line.
Yes. Don't do it, guys. Check ID. If they're
Always
not
check ID.
21, run.
If they
18's
look
legal. No,
if they look too young, don't risk it. As simple as that.
don't
There
risk
you
it.
go. Thank
But
you.
you know what you will risk it for? Risk it for the brisket.
Not in this case, though.
All right, question about the Onicon this year, though. All right, so did either one of y'all go? Do y'all know if there was a karaoke room, and did y'all go to it?
There was a karaoke room, yes.
Someone took over an empty room and turned it into a karaoke room. So there was like an official karaoke room, I think, and then someone took over a booth, a panel that just finished, and just started singing, and people just start piling in. I think I saw it in the stories. Like, damn,
That
this
sounds
shit
like
was
what
funny.
happened at AkiCon this year.
Yeah, it was
We were throwing
something like karaoke roulette.
karaoke roulette.
Yeah, they had it on the schedule at least.
So there's only two karaoke groups that I know of that host almost all the karaoke's for all the cons. I'm pretty sure there are more. There's my boy Cruz who works for some of the Austin conventions, including IkiCon, Anime CTX. He runs karaoke for those cons, I think, including San Japan. And then there's our group. We ran it at Delta, Anime Austin, not Anime Austin this year. We hosted at Anime Houston, Anime Texas, Arcade Expo, Anime Austin when they were before the pandemic. Several Delta H Con. We're trying to host it at Comic Palooza. We're definitely hosting it at Anime Dallas this year. So I don't know who the other karaoke group would have been. Maybe it's just part of the con trying to. Cons have been adding karaoke as part of the lineup for the cons because honestly, the con will do a lot better if there's karaoke because a lot of dances are just shit, honestly. Because, and I'll say why, because a lot of the time it's the DJ's choice of music that is being played, and it's not gonna some people are gonna like it, and there's gonna be a lot of people that don't like it. Whereas karaoke, it's literally you're going up there to sing a song you want to sing, and then people are drinking and having fun and doing shit, and they're like just cheering you. Like you could be offbeat completely, but people are like, "Yeah, woo!" it's just fucking fun. It's great. So I think karaoke is definitely like something that a lot of cons or all cons should definitely have as part of their lineup. Burlesque, I do like Ash. Ash and me are cool. I don't like a lot of burlesque shows. I do like Ash's group though. Did they have Rocky Horror Picture Show this year?
I did not see that at all.
Thank God, get rid of that group. I mean, oh, that's interesting.
I'm blind as fuck.
You're blind.
Yeah, no. When it comes to like conventions, like yes, I can notice like anything out of ordinary, but then like something completely fucking obvious, they could just like slip past me. Just like wee.
Well, I mean, did you? If you didn't see it in the schedule, like it would have been on
Yeah,
the schedule.
I actually was trying to fucking read the schedule, but I couldn't fucking find like a spare pamphlet. So I was kind of like, I'll fucking roll with it. I'll look through like, oh, which panels are you doing which, just kind of look.
Panels. Okay, Mr. Q, you said you only went to like a few.
I went to like
The pool.
3. There was one that Chrissy.cosplays hosted about like patterning your own body. There was one I think Sparrowhawk Cosplays did on weathering techniques and how give your pieces like a story. And then the third one was the fucking battleground one, which I came in late as fuck. They were on like almost like done with it. But I was laughing too hard because I fucking gave Jesus Christ an LMG and watched him mow down Thor.
Wait,
That shit
was
was
that?
so funny.
Did you?
The LMG that you saw the Predator saw like carrying, that was the one I made.
Okay, that was pretty good then.
Yeah.
But the Jesus that's in the pictures, do y'all know if that's the drip Jesus from Anime Matsuri?
I have no idea. I just today is Jesus. That's it. I just kind of rolled with it. I don't know anything about like
Well, I met a drip Jesus at Delta, and I spoke to him. Oh, hey man, you're drip Jesus, huh? You're the guy we were talking shit about because your name on our podcast. I literally said to his face, like, "Oh yeah, we were talking shit about you because of your stupid name." And then he's like, he started laughing, and he's like, I invited him to be on the show, but I didn't get his contact information like an idiot, so I just been trying to find someone that knows him.
Someone
Yeah,
told me he was a famous TikToker or something.
I don't know either, honestly. But no, he was just kind of cool to walk around. Like he looked like he had the long hair. He has the fucking stick that parted the seas, and eventually I gave him a fucking big ass Gatling gun. I just
Jesus
captured it.
didn't part the seas. What
Oh
the
wait,
fuck?
bro. There's a
That's
reason
the
why
wrong
I
guy,
never.
dude.
There's a reason why I never became a history teacher. Anyway, but no, I just saw him just like have a big ass stick, bonking people with it, and gave him like a giant ass machine gun. There's a caption: "Jesus is done with everyone's shit."
Nice. I'm gonna dress up as Santa Claus and just be like, "Fuck it, no one's getting anything this year."
Everyone's getting a lead salad.
That's right. So panels, the pool. What did you think? Did you go to any panels this year?
Definitely went to Greg Aries on his Animal Crossing. That one was good.
I am not a big fan of Greg Harris. I love Chris Harris. I miss Chris Harris every day.
Yes.
I got to meet him. He knew me as the Dragon Ball guy because I constantly had more Dragon Ball shit for him to sign. Always had Dragon Ball shit for him to sign. And he knew me. Onicon staff, they know me. They know me as I was a panelist for Onicon years ago. Then I stopped going, and they reached out to me to find out why. We kind of had a conversation. But honestly, it's not that I don't hate Chris. I mean, I'm sorry, not Chris. Greg. I don't hate Greg. It's just that me and him never saw eye to eye.
Mhm.
And like, I just have like the person that runs the formal. I don't know if they still run it. They run their staff for Delta. And they're a horrible person. So that's why I just don't I don't like doing shit for cons that have that individual. Not Greg. I'm not talking about Greg. I'm talking about something completely different.
Right. That's fair. That's fair.
I don't like working with cons that have this individual as staff because this individual accused me of trying to sabotage their fucking formal like in 2015, 2016, one of those fucking years. And I was like, I got into an argument with staff. I'm like, dude, you know me. I've been working with y'all for years. You think I would come over here and intentionally sabotage somebody's panel? You know I didn't do that shit on purpose. And let me tell you what happened. So the formal was doing really shitty, and she approached me and it like, "Hey, can you help us out?" No, I approached her. I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" It's like, "It sucks. We don't. The music sucks. Like everybody is like talking shit." I'm like, "Well," she's like, "Well, can you help us out?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I still got the. I think I still have the music from last year because the previous year I was the DJ, and we did really great, but
So they
some
wanted
shit
you to come
happened. They
and
couldn't
take
bring
the
me back."
DJ spot.
Well, I played. The first song I played was Earth Angel. So I played Earth Angel by the Temptations from Back to the Future. And it was everyone instantly loved it because it's an actual song you can slow dance with your partner to.
Yeah, you got. I mean, especially anybody who's seen that scene from Back to the Future.
Yes, absolutely. So you got to know how to read a crowd and read which songs works and which songs don't. And trust me, I got complaints about, "Hey man, we want more formal music." Well, dude, y'all want the ballroom shit, but 10 people want the ballroom shit and there's 100 people dancing to Baby Got Back. So which one do you think I'm going to go with?
Right.
And
I heard
so
Backstreet Boys at the formal this year, so I was like, okay.
that's an improvement. That is a major improvement. I will give kudos to that. The year that I got in trouble of sabotaging, we played Thriller. And the individual running the dance got fucking mad.
Wasn't it during the Halloween time?
Yes.
So there, what's wrong? Okay, I DJ'd for several years. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so clearly the person was just trying to be pissy for nothing.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Right. No, they were. They were. It was. And I'm pretty sure they're going to watch the show and I'm going to get an email. You got to stop. But so overall, what did y'all think of the panels? What did y'all think? Were the panels great? Were they good? Educational? Were they?
Informative and all that.
Yeah.
The ones I went to, yeah, it's like again, it's not obviously you can't just go into the panel, walk out a fucking expert, but it's a good, it's something to listen to. That's not on YouTube where they kind of just like talk your ear off or etc. But you can actually ask your questions in real time. It's like, hey, you can do this, you can do that, etc. Battlegrounds was just like people fucking around, and I was like, damn, that's what's funny as fuck.
Yeah, I don't fuck around with battlegrounds because the pool wasn't here for this conversation, but the individual that used to help them run it and they got arrested and convicted of a federal crime.
Oh damn! Oh god!
Um, before I found out all that, I hated him already because he never wore deodorant
Ooh, the con funk. Lovely.
and he smelled, and his excuse was,
I'm allergic to deodorant.
God damn it!
Was it?
"Oh, so one, yeah, his that was literally his legitimate excuse." So one of our actual guests that was supposed to be on the show, they couldn't make it because they have to wake up at 5 in the morning. They actually sent me some bullet points, talking points. This is what they said, and you can give me your thoughts on this as well. Uh, no one was there. I think he means that like no one he knew, or the con was just empty.
Hmm.
He felt like the con was empty.
Yeah,
Who
Friday,
even?
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, he's saying who were even the guests? No good panels, no place to sit, only one water thing. Oh,
Water.
one water station.
Water fountain, yeah. Yeah, the water fountain could have been improved on. Like, instead of putting one on the base floor that you had to go drink, put one upstairs too. Again,
The
Yeah.
deal, the dealer's room was practically in the lobby, and it was cold as fuck.
the yeah, the dealer's room was cold, but I think it's kind of. But it was also like Galveston. We were also in the middle of a fucking cold front, so the cold.
Yeah, that was a cold front.
Yeah.
So, and here's somebody in the comment section. I don't know. Before we move on to the, do you want to continue with the bullet points, or do you want me to read the comment?
No, that was it.
Okay, so one of the comments said, "I heard that Oni-Con has been going downhill by those who attended. If you want something more alive, I recommend the Houston Arcade and Pinball Expo at the Marriott West Chase. It's cheaper, has more to do, and had a swap meet on Saturday morning. Free parking and food options are a few feet away." So I was there Friday. I will say it is pretty lively. It's a lot of arcades and a lot of pinballs. If you're a fan of that kind of stuff, like pinball machines, arcade cabinets, it's literally the same venue that Delta H Con is. It's at the Marriott West Chase. It's very convenient. A lot of basically, if you're a big retro classic gamer, it's pretty much a convention for you.
Right. Even then, I'm sorry. When it comes to if you want to do gaming, you want to do arcade, Cidercade, $10 all day.
Yeah, love Cidercade.
Yeah.
I have nothing against Houston Arcade Expo. Love the cons, great con.
Mhm.
But when it comes down to the nitty gritty, you want to talk
At the
about
end of
cheap and
at the end
arcade
of the day,
gaming,
yeah.
Cidercade. The one thing I will say though, their nasty ass cider alcohol. Ugh.
Yep, not a fan. Not a fan.
Oh, I'm Mexican. I need my
Mod-
Dos Equis. I need my tequila. And what the hell is
Modelo's.
this?
Yeah, we were saying tequila in the back. Yep.
Yeah. Like for me, like I don't drink, and like for Cidercade, I have no issue with it. Like for $10, it's a sweet deal,
Hold on.
you know, just for arcades and pinball machines and all that stuff, and it's like really convenient. I remember Halloween there was like half off if you showed up in costume. It was like $5 just to do that all day. I was like, man, what a deal that was. But yeah, like so that was also happening this past weekend too, the Houston Arcade Expo, and then obviously Oni-Con, and then the Tokyo Night Festival, which you know, unfortunately some circumstances happened and they had it delayed and all that stuff.
Sorry about that. My brother, fucking, he has the worst timing. I didn't even know he left.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, just real quick overall, we want to get y'all's thoughts.
On
Food
the
truck
talk
are
part?
at the Cidercade. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. You can take inside food.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can
so
bring
you can
food.
take outside food in there. You just can't take drinks. They need a better soda selection though.
Yeah, their sodas kind of suck too. You know what the sodas kind of remind me? The sodas from Torchy's Tacos. Like they
That
don't
or
use
the store brand Kroger sodas.
Dr.
Yeah.
K, Mr. K, and all that.
Yep.
Yeah,
The big K.
The big
Big K.
K.
Yeah. So
Ironic.
look,
uh,
no, go ahead, Sonic. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, ironically, the big K. Ironically, the logo is like very tiny as fuck. They like
Yeah.
redesigned the logo.
What they changed it? I don't like change.
Uh,
Anyways, all right. So Mr. Q, let's get a score from you. So at a scale of
1 to 10
to 10, uh,
Or like Onicon, like how
for
would I
for
rate
Onicon.
my
overall.
experience?
Yeah,
Oh, it's-
yeah,
I'd give it probably like 7 or an 8. Like it could be better, it could be more packed, but that's something that I feel.
Would you
Here's the reason.
say a 7.5?
Probably yeah, probably like a 7.5. Would I recommend you go for it? Go to it for the Saturday. Yes, because one, if you're just driving down, if you're near though, if you have to drive all like out of state, I wouldn't recommend it because again, splitting the price of a hotel, gas, food, etc. is not really worth it nowadays for a 3-day con with how they set up. Because I'm pretty sure you all remember that Onicon used to be on Halloween weekend,
Mhm.
but now it's like it's closer to a lot of conventions. Was it Ren Fair was this weekend, wasn't it? Like same
yeah.
time.
Red Fest still going on. Yeah,
Ren Fair,
Yeah.
Tokyo, yeah, Ren Fair, Tokyo Night Festival, and even like out of state conventions. Like people might have been preparing for Anime Frontier, plus just in general like the mood, I guess.
yeah. There's
So
also yeah.
it's just like, yeah, it's a bad year. Could next year be better or worse? We may not know, But again, my experience, like as going as someone that hasn't been in a while, I went there to hang out, talk with friends, and just like just have a good time. And I wouldn't. Would I do it again in a heartbeat for just a Saturday? Fuck yeah! Like it was again good to just get away from just work, just walk around, be an idiot, and just have people just compliment you on like your outfit, your look, and just make your day, and make other people's day. Like the big reason why I brought that big ass fucking gun around was to let people hold it. It's like, oh my god, look at it, I got 50 cal. Just wave around.
That's cool. All right, but 7.5. Okay. The pool on a scale of 1 to 10.
Well, I'm
What would
gonna
be your
agree
score?
with pretty much everything you said, but I'm gonna have to come in with a hard 6 on this one.
A 6. Okay. What were your cons of the con?
Well, like I said, you're agreeing with you. Where's the gaming room? Like we didn't. I saw the anime viewing room, and I think there was maybe 4 or 5 people in there. So yeah, kind of a waste of space. I agree with you. I feel it's a good con for people to like get their feet wet they're just kind of getting back into it or haven't ever gotten into it, it's small enough where I want to compete in the cosplay. Well, go ahead. I saw plenty that were like, oh, I'm too nervous to. And I'm like, no, your cosplay is amazing. This is your first year. Get up on stage. You should definitely show that off. So yeah,
I will.
definitely a good con for people to jump into.
So
I
the
feel
other
their
guest,
PR. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the other guest also brought up a good fact. There was no indoor food.
Yeah, I even thought like there should be like food trucks outside or something. Nope, none of that. They had the little concession booth on the inside of the dealer's room, but that was just like one cooler and like hot dogs and hamburgers, I think.
Yeah, it was more or less just something like you'd go to if like you're like just wanting something to eat before you go IHOP right next door or the Rainforest Cafe
Yep, that's what I did.
Yeah, or
or Kroger right
Tortuga,
next door to get groceries and go
Yep,
back to your
Kroger. I
hotel
was
room.
stopping through there every day.
Exactly, just grab a
Jack in the
hot
Box,
pocket.
and all that.
Yeah,
Whataburger and
it's
all that.
literally like the food court concession is more like an accessory. It wasn't really like a convenience, I guess you would say.
I
Like
think
you
it's
literally
because
just
they
go there
rely
for
too much on the IHOP that's right next door
yeah,
as
And
a
that
way
IHOP
for.
when I went was empty.
yeah. I will say one thing though, as if you are looking to kind of test your, I won't say test, but like have your work looked at and judged by people like by as a cosplayer, I would recommend Onicon because most of the people that go to Onicon are people that are looking to like compete as cosplayers. Like the judges slash guests for Onicon were most of them are pretty well experienced in their respective fields, like props, sewing, draping, and wig styling, etc. So if you are looking to compete, not necessarily for a big prize pool, but just like those, like the poll said, like get your feet wet, see like okay, where do I stand in between all these cosplayers? Because the winner for this year's cosplay contest in Onicon was a cosplayer by the name of Stitch Crimes. She cosplayed the Caitlyn from Arcade, like the officer. Everything that you saw on her was hand done, from the backpack stitching to the sewing of the outfits to the rifle she made. Everything was hand done.
Okay.
Yeah, that one looked very good.
Yeah, like she won best in show, and again, she fucking deserves it because like it fucking looks like she just hopped straight out of the film almost. And that's like the one of the things that you can be competing against. Like if you're looking to see like how you stand with like professional quote unquote professional cosplayers, Onicon's a good one to go to because a lot of times the organizers would be someone like Rumpelstiltskin, like I mentioned earlier, she was a coordinator. She's actually won the ultimate cosplay contest, which was like headed over by some of the best experts in the cosplay community.
I'll be right back.
All right. So we have some breaking news, real quick, guys. This was announced a few hours ago by the UFC. This is for the UFC. These are for the people that watch our show that are UFC fans. Uh, so Anthony Rumble Johnson, who is a part of the UFC, just passed away. He was only 38 years old, I believe. I don't. That's all the information I have right now. Man,
I
God
don't
damn
watch
it, he was young too.
UFC, so it's like,
Well, we cover everything. Just we're called Geeks Forever, but we cover everything: wrestling, pro wrestling, music, anime, comics, movies, WWE, AEW, UFC, anything that people can geek out over. Because we, in the beginning of the show, we announced that that we Kevin Conroy passed away last week on Thursday. This weekend was also the release of Wakanda Forever. It was also Oni-Con, uh, the Tokyo Night Festival, the another weekend of the Texas Renaissance Festival, the Houston Arcade Expo. Not to mention, we're 2 weeks away from Anime Texas in the Woodlands. Where Anime Texas was 2 weeks ago. Next week is Anime Austin. 2 weeks from now is Anime Dallas. 4 weeks from now is Etchy Expo, and then 5 weeks from now is Anime Frontier. And about 2 months from now, it is Ikicon.
Well, you're wait, Goku. I think your numbers were off
Wait, why?
because Frontier is in like 3 weeks, and then Etchy
No,
is in like 4 weeks.
no, Frontier's after Etchy.
No, it's before it is before Etchy.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you want to put money on it?
I thought it was. Oh, it is the weekend before. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's okay because like I remember because it was like the 9th to the 10th, 9th to the 11th is Etchy, and then the 2nd to the 4th that's Frontier.
Right. Okay. So that one is. Well, because this is still a whole week, so we're still 2 weeks. We're still technically
Yeah.
we're under 2 weeks, but I'm considering it 2 weeks for
Mhm.
Dallas,
Yeah.
3 weeks for Frontier, 4 weeks for Etchy, and then
Etchy.
2 months for Ikicon. But we're still 2 weekends past Anime Texas, and we still have 2 weekends left for the Texas Renaissance Festival.
Yeah, Renfest ends next weekend, right?
Mm-hmm. So it is a lot of conventions. There's a lot of cons. I can see that hurting Oni-Con as well. Look at Delta and look at Colossal Con. They both suffered because they were on the same weekend. Overall, our other guest that didn't show up gave Oni-Con a 5 out of 10. I think actually no. Yeah, a 5 out of 10. He gave it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
So you guys are giving it. I heard a 6 and a 7.5. So the overall score from Geeks 5 Ever is going to be dun, 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 a 6.5 out of 10.
Even though we weren't there, but from
Yeah.
their perspective,
Based on all the information we were given.
Like Onicon has its pros and cons. Like I think a lot of costumers like going to Onicon, especially just because it's for the beach. You know, where else are you gonna fucking get like a really nice beach for a photo shoot?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, as far as like quality goes, and there are a lot of shit that people will. When we review cons, we try to review things over the things the con can control. For
Mhm.
one, the weather, the con can't control that. Your friends not being there, the con can't control that either.
Yeah.
The parking situation, I guess the con kind of does have control over that, so we give them some leeway.
It's a case by case.
It's a case by case. The room parties, the con has no control over that. The lack of room parties, the con has no control over. Like, oh man, there was no parties. I couldn't get drunk. Well, I mean, why didn't you have your own party?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta sometimes you gotta improvise. You know?
I would say something that they really could have done a better job with was basically their entire PR, their entire their presence on any social media. Like they kind of lacked. They were very reactive to everything.
Yeah, there were some things where like they could have just done it ahead of time. They probably would have done it better. Like I'll give you an example. Earlier, I brought up when when the Tokyo Night Festival got canceled for Saturday, they waited until like 3-4 o'clock to say, hey, if you guys, so sorry, we heard that it got canceled, so we're gonna offer you guys $20 off a Saturday pass if you come to Onicon. I'm like, you should have posted that like early in the morning, then more people would have came.
Well, when did they cancel? They canceled it Friday, right?
No, they canceled Friday, and then they said Friday night they were going to make a decision on Saturday, and then Saturday morning they like around noon they canceled it, and then Onicon posted that like around 3 o'clock and all that stuff, which kind of sucks because
that makes sense. You're absolutely right.
Which sucks because
agree with you.
I will say this because my girlfriend took the weekend off Friday and Saturday to go to Tokyo Night Festival. I mean, obviously Friday didn't work out, and then Saturday, she decided, you know what, I'm gonna go to work instead. And then when she left work, when she arrived to work, I saw the post from Onicon that said, "Oh, hey, if you guys could come," and I was like, "Man, we could have just went to Onicon then." Mm-hmm. So it just kind of like it's just poor timing, like you said. Their social media, they kind of need to step their game up with that.
So as far as this year goes, ladies and gentlemen, as far as us with ranking cons, because I don't rank any, I don't fuck with Enemy Monster, so I don't fucking rank them. The lowest con, as far as the totem pole, Onicon is in has the same exact score as Delta H-Con this year. San Japan 2022 has the lowest score of 5 out of 10.
Wow.
Yep, I can see that. I know why.
With think Anime Houston has the highest score with an 8.5 out of 10 this year.
It's like it was like a high tier level.
With Colossal Con being an 8 out of 10, Acon being a 6.5 as well.
Kamea-Con,
Ikicon being I think it was a 7.5 or an 8. No, it was 7.5 because the gaming room was in the same room as the dealers, and it stunk up the dealers.
What about let's see, what other con? I reviewed Kamea-Con, did I? I did review it.
Yeah, but Kamea-Con is we didn't give it a score because obviously I'm gonna give it like a 10.
But for me, as someone who likes Dragon Ball, I gave it like a 7.5. That's what I gave it. If I remember correctly.
The low overall is definitely San Japan. Anime Texas got a 7.5. No, it got a 7.
Yeah, I gave it like a 6.5, like 6.
It got a 7. It got a 7 overall.
Yeah.
Anime Frontier looks like, based on these are early projections. Anime Frontier looks like it could be a 7.5. Ecchi Expo looks like it could be Con of the Year. Anime Dallas looks like it's going to be a 7.5 or an 8. And that's it for this year as far as that goes. Anime Austin looks like it's going to be a 7.
Yeah, it's this weekend, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because like in regards to Frontier, last year I went for their first one. They did a pretty good job because these are the same people that that did Anime New York City. So these are literally like the same company. And I remember Frontier being pretty good. It reminded me a lot of like, it was like Compalooza but with anime. That's the best way I could describe it. And it,
real quick, can you give us a score, your score for the Arcade Expo?
Okay, the Arcade Expo, I gave it like I'd say like a 7.5, because the one big issue I had with it, that the fact that the day passes were $45, meanwhile the weekend pass was like $55. And I'm like, imagine you spend like just being there for one day, you're better off just getting the weekend pass. And the stuff you do there, you like you said, you better off going to Cidercade.
Yeah.
But like if you're going out there to like find like retro stuff, like retro arcade games, vintage like stuff, or if you're a big pinball enthusiast, like if you're trying to look for like pinball supplies, or you're looking to try to make your own pinball or something like that. I mean, obviously it's a good one. I definitely recommend it. And there a lot of the panel lists are from like retro gamers and all that stuff. So if you're a big retro enthusiast, I mean, it's a con for you. But like overall for me, I'd give it like a 7.5. And then we see some comments here.
Yeah, Blastoids.
Blastoids. Oni sucked, my dude, but I like that there were more artists than vendors. Yeah, I do like that too. Panels were lacking hard at Oni, and then we have another one. I give Oni-Con a D-. After speaking with my friend, he was also disappointed at that con.
So a D-, what is that, like a 5.5?
Like a 6.
6, yeah, okay, yeah.
Anything below a 6 is an F.
I stand behind that.
Yeah, so obviously Oni-Con does have a lot of work to do as far as next year goes, as far as improvements with the con. There's a lot of things that are out of their control, but there are certain things that are in their control. If Oni-Con, if you're watching this, if you would like to bring Geeks 5 Ever in to host panels, once again, you can go ahead and send me a message. As far as karaoke goes, we would be more than happy to host karaoke for y'all and do a singing competition. When we host karaoke, we bring our own equipment. I ain't using their fucking equipment. I got wireless microphones. I have a monitor. I got a laptop. I have an audio mixer. I got everything I need. Hell, even the speakers are better. I don't fuck with other cons equipment anymore. Oh, you can't touch the audio mixer. If you need somebody to help you, call one of us and we'll come help you. Bullshit. Last time I tried to get help, it took 30 minutes. There was another con where I didn't even get audio equipment, so I'm never going to do that shit again. So I bring my own shit. But as far as the con goes, we are more than willing to talk and host panels for y'all if y'all are willing to work something out with us. No guys won any awards at the cosplay contest. I don't know what the contest felt a little biased, girls only.
LOL. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about that. It's best we're not saying.
Is that
No,
true?
No, it's not bias. It's just you didn't get any entries. Like
Right?
I saw like the panel, like who was in like prejudging, etc. Most of the contestants were girls, yes, but there was like no guy entries. Most of the what was it? I saw a few really good like guy cosplays, like, but a lot of them, like, there was a Guts that was walking around, right?
Yeah.
But most of his stuff was also like he commissioned it out to others, so technically it wouldn't qualify for a cosplay contest.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that the cosplay contest no guys won, because there was just not that many guy entrants.
It was
Right.
like if you put a ratio, it was like what 90,
90, 8
Yeah.
I said 9 to 10, 8 to 10, yeah.
But that's not. I completely. I can see Q. I think Q's onto something though,
Hmm.
because that's not just Oni-Con.
It's just in general, like,
Yeah, that's every con.
yeah, like, okay, is it kind of like sad that there's not really any representation for guys when it comes to cosplay contests? Yeah, but when the ratio from guys to girls is like, so like heavily towards girls, not just because guys aren't like willing to enter, but just no guys enter. Like, yeah, guys will enter, but it's just like not a lot of guys are willing to put in the effort to not just, let's be honest, how much of us have actually just hot glued the shit out of foam, put it together, and call it a cosplay? And not really
I
something.
mean, that is cosplay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, in a way, that is cosplay.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's kind of like, a lot of the was it females, the girls that enter cosplay contests, a lot of them they sew their own stuff. It's like, guys,
Yeah,
we
but
can
if
do that
if
too.
you cosplays look great from a distance, but once you get in there, once you talk to the girl and you get in there, you really look at the cosplay, you start seeing all the mistakes here and there that they made. The hot glue, the quick fixes,
The paint.
the paint peeling off, the leather cracking,
Well, hell,
or
even
something peeling, or
I don't
something.
know if you guys know of Sledgehammer cosplay, but he was there, but he didn't compete.
I don't know who he is.
Oh yeah, I know his. I've seen his props. He does a really good job with his props.
Yeah, he did really good work. I know he won at Matsuri 2 years ago. Yeah.
Was it Sledgehammer Creatives?
Yeah, he was
He
all original.
cosplays. I know he cosplays. I forgot his
Gimme
name.
next event Oni-Con. Oh yeah, he did.
Gladiator.
New Wave Expo, just Sunny Prince. Yeah,
I know
yeah.
he did a Monster Hunter cosplay in one at Matsuri a couple years back.
He also does Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy like armor and all that stuff.
Oh no, I saw him. Yeah, no, he was there. But he was dressed as Scorpion. But he already, what was it? I think for him, I don't know if it's true or not. I think he was wearing Scorpion, but I think he already won at another con with the Scorpion, and he didn't want to like put in like most of his cosplays. I think that he's wearing, he's already won awards for them, so he
Yeah,
can't
you can't
re-enter them.
sandbag.
Yeah, you can't sandbag because that's just real shitty. Yeah, it's like I actually saw him there with his girlfriend, and he was just honestly just trying to vibe and enjoy the convention. It's like it's not like we're trying to like say we need more guys to represent. It's just like let them do what they want.
Yeah,
Dude,
they're
I'm gonna
there.
put it
They're
out
just
there. I've won a best in show. I win a lot. I've won mostly judges awards, but or People's Choice awards. But I've won several. So to be considered a master, you have to have won at least 2 awards in a cosplay competition.
Yeah, his girlfriend was Pinhead,
Right.
and
So
she did a great cosplay too. I think it was
I have won. I know it's in the double digits. But I don't really fuck with cosplay contests anymore because one, as a panelist, cosplay competitions are cool, but if you're a panelist, it's a waste of time.
What do you
Now,
mean
I
like
know
waste
somebody's
of time?
gonna get
Like
mad at my
panelists, like
statement.
you don't want to go in, or can you rephrase? I don't understand.
So
Like as a panelist,
when you start hosting panels of your
okay.
own, you want to host more panels, and you
Oh
want to do
yeah.
more. And they usually have you host panels during the cosplay contest.
Yeah.
Or at least they do. They always make me host panels during their main shows, and I always either I always do really well. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty like I am a pretty popular cosplay. I'm sorry, panelist in the state. Everybody knows me. Everyone that goes to my panels know me as Mexico because I walk around in the poncho and sombrero. Or I was Captain Mexico. I usually have like a speaker with me blasting Tejano or Norteño or
Yeah.
Cumbia.
Awesome.
And so a lot of there are a few cons that don't really want me working for their con anymore. And there are a few cons that are like, hey man, whatever you want, we'll give you. We just want you to come back. Because my panels have been. I got into I was talking to Deacon Rap, and he's like, "Oh yeah, my panels are wholesome, family friendly. Yours are chaotic. Like they're entertaining, they're comedy, but they're chaotic." I'm like, "Yeah, duh, because they have to be funny."
Yeah, that's the entertaining part.
Sounds like a blast. Yeah. What the? Come on
So
now.
just to put it as an example, at Anime Texas, we hosted My Hero Academia versus Dragon Ball. Now, this is like the panel we hosted is not a death battle debate. We don't do that shit. I hate death battle. I mean, I like the YouTube channel. I just hate death battle arguments. It's always he said, she said. Uh, but we're like, okay, this is an open mic trash talking panel where you can come up here and tell us why you think the Dragon Ball fandom is shit. Or you can come up here and tell us why you think the My Hero Academia panel is shit. So it went from us arguing about why some people think My Hero is better than Dragon Ball, why some people think Dragon Ball is better than My Hero, to which parking lot would be the best parking lot to have a fist fight at.
It's always the Chili's one.
Well, no, actually, the best parking lot was Waffle House, but some guy said they're booked for the next 2 weeks.
Even better.
So literally, and it wasn't just me on stage talking about parking lots. No, the audience hijacked the panel, and next thing you know, there's like 50 people in this panel, literally debating on which parking lot would be the best one to have our fist fight at.
McDonald's.
Yeah, somebody said McDonald's, Walmart,
Jack in a
Waffle House,
Box.
Oh
Jack
my
in the
god.
Box, Whataburger.
I mean,
Somebody
Whataburger.
said Kmart. Somebody said Kmart.
We'll develop a tier system for it later on.
Yeah, let's do a tier list.
So these are kind of my panels. My panels are meant to make you laugh. They're meant to make people get people involved. They're not structured. I don't do a script. I don't have a setup. I don't do anything. I just show up and start talking shit.
It's basically improv.
It is all 100% improv, except for our karaoke, our fan fiction, and our super cosplay dating game show, which we used to host at Oni-Con years ago, which we haven't done in years. We used to host it exclusively for Oni-Con. We don't do that
I
anymore.
remember that. Yes.
Yeah, that was a thing that we had agreed to do with Onicon exclusively for a while. But then shit happened, and then we decided to just not do it with them anymore. So we haven't hosted it in years because we had agreed to do it exclusively for like 5 years, and I I think we still had like 2 years left on our promise. It wasn't a contract, but it was a promise I had made. So like I waited until the promise had expired. Chuck E. Cheese. Oh no, yeah, Chuck E. Cheese came up, but Chuck E. Cheese came up as it was not the best place for a fist fight. Chuck E. Cheese is the best place to pick up single moms, single aunts,
If you want to be an intellectual,
babysitters.
Peter Piper
I thought that
Pizza.
was Target.
Target is no, because most of them are in relationships. Chuck E. Cheese that's where you find the single moms.
Or Peter Piper Pizza.
Yeah, Peter Piper Pizza is where you find the single moms, but the kids are teenagers.
Peter Piper Pizza.
That's where you find the mouth breathing adults. But Onicon, y'all definitely need better panels. I'm sorry, but y'all definitely need better panels. Y'all need better events. Get rid of the anime streaming room. Bring back the gaming room. Turn the formal back into the prom. We're more than willing to help with panels. We didn't do it this year because one, we had Anime Texas, and we have Anime Dallas, and we have Ecchi Expo. We have 3 cons in a month and a half. That's too many. Because we get our badges for free, but we still have to pay for our own hotel. And then, like, I really don't have a car anymore because I got into a wreck a year ago, so I still have to catch rides everywhere. So it is what it is with Onicon. They're more than welcome to message us, and we're more than willing to come back for next year. Onicon 2023. Will Geeks Forever be there? Y'all also, our audience, our listeners, because there's a lot of y'all. There's over 200 of y'all that will avoid a convention just because I'm not hosting panels.
No joke.
Like, I'm not even kidding. Hey, are you hosting a panel there? No. Okay, I'm not going. Like Etchy Expo, we're working with them for next year as far as Anime Texas and Etchy Expo goes. So we have, like, I made them a promise. Like, look, I will entertain the crowd. I will be the life of the party, and I am. I bring the hype because whenever you're a panelist, guys, you got to bring that hype. You got to bring that energy. You got to be entertaining. Onicon just needs better attractions. For one, they got rid of I don't know if they have Rocky Horror anymore. I believe they need to get rid of Rocky Horror. That's just it's the same bullshit every time. I have nothing against Rocky Horror, but I just don't like Rocky Horror, and it's the same crap. It's not like it changes. Now, if you want to do something like Rocky Horror, why not do Scott Pilgrim versus the World? Because there were groups that were trying to recreate that, like the Rocky Horror stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But they were going to do Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That sounds awesome. I'd go to that.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I do like that idea.
There's other stuff as well, but that's for another night. I want to thank you and the pool for joining us. It's almost 10. I got to go pick up my brother. Asshole. He's going to make me end the show early. But thank you, Q, for coming on. Thank you, the pool, for coming on and talking about Oni-Con. Just real quick, wanted to talk a little bit. You guys don't have to stay for the rest of the show, but I wanted to talk real quick about Wakanda Forever to our audience.
Our quick thoughts on it. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, for those of you just joining us, the official score of Oni-Con 2022 this year, its overall score is 6.5 out of 10. Tying it with Delta H-Con for the, I think it's ranked number 4 or 3 this year.
Yeah, we're probably gonna make a tier list at the end of the year and just do a fucking we're gonna basically recap all the cons we've been to and do a tier list.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could do that. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, because here's we still have the Delta H-Con score right here.
6.5 out of 10. Yep, about the same.
Colossal Con score.
8 out of 10.
San Japan score.
5 out of 10. And we still got a couple more cons to go.
I don't know why we don't have a score for
Booty Hole Bagels.
This is all we have for
Booty Hole Bagels.
So the context of Booty Hole Bagels is Anime Houston's venue had like an Einstein Brothers bagels inside of it, so we just joked about that.
Okay, yeah. So when we say we, he means me. I didn't know the name of the convenience, the restaurant, whatever it was. All I saw was 2 dudes with like bagels over their eyes. I'm like,
yeah, the logo of Einstein Brothers.
So I'm like, what the hell are they looking through? A booty hole? What the fuck is that? Booty Hole Bagels. That's what it's called.
Booty
So the entire weekend, I called it Booty Hole Bagels.
Hey, free shout out to Einstein Brothers Bagels. Hey, send us.
That's right. Their shit was actually pretty good. Not gonna lie.
It's really good stuff. If you ever go to Einstein Brothers for like breakfast or lunch, you'll love it.
So far this year, ladies and gentlemen, it's not official yet, but it's being projected. The Etchy Expo could be con of the year. Now, for those of you that don't know, the main hotel for Etchy Expo is already sold out.
Mm-hmm.
It sold out more than a month ago. There's still badges up for sale. It is an 18 plus convention only. We call it SmutCon, but it's a fun con. It's really great. I definitely recommend that everybody that can go check it out. Remember, the con is behind curtains, closed doors. So once you go through and enter the actual con, you will see risque cosplay.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of. It's basically a lot of lewd, hentai, and all that. It's pretty much like
SmutCon.
Yeah, it's Pornhub basically in a con.
I just call it TittyCon.
Porncon.
There you go. I was gonna say, come on now.
Yeah, TitsCon.
SmutCon. Yeah.
TNA Con.
TNA Con. Total nonstop ass.
Sure, let's say that.
It's heaven. Here we go. That's probably the review for the con.
It's heaven. That's a preview of the con.
I love the con because there were a lot of people partying, a lot of people drinking, a lot of people having fun. It was amazing. In the hallway,
Yeah,
of all places.
it's like a mini Dragon Con per se, or like in terms of partying. That's the best way I could describe it.
Did I see a tentacle cosplay last year? I think I did.
Tentacle penetration.
I mean, they actually had a
Lord.
game. This guy was like no shame playing this VR. I think it was an Oculus game where he had the controls and like he had like this anime girl. Like it was like a sex game, but for
Yeah.
the VR. Like no shame, they had it out like the fucking gaming room. They just had it out in the hallway, and the guy was just playing.
Yeah,
And like they
No
had this
shame.
little like
All right.
like it was like a saddle, but it was a vibrator, and like they had guys and
Ooh.
girls sitting on it. Like this is out in
Go
the
on.
hallway.
Go on.
That, you got to go to the con. I'm throwing quick teases out there. Y'all got to go. Fun. No, there were no orgies. No, there were no orgies.
Will Jesus be at this con too?
Well, Jesus
Well,
probably.
we
There's
might
always
need Jesus at this con.
Probably. But again, thanks for inviting me on your show and giving my opinion about the Oni-Con. Hope you all have a good rest of your night. Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
And
Thank
if
you
you ever want to
for
come back on the show for one of our future subjects, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
hit us up.
You guys
And
are-
you're always welcome to join us on the chat and just talk shit. And you're like, if you have like a subject in the middle of one of our shows, like we can even talk about that because that's what we do. We allow the audience to redirect to the show.
yeah. But yeah, probably be interested. Right now, a couple buddies are calling me for a game, so you guys
Yeah, that's
enjoy
fine. I
your-
gotta go pick up my brother.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all good, man.
Yeah,
but-
Staple?
Yeah. So Anime Dallas is in 2 weeks. Not this weekend, but next weekend, Thanksgiving weekend. Arcade Expo in Austin. It's actually in San Marcos, but which is the Austin area.
The Austin, yeah, it's the Austin area.
Anime Frontiers in Dallas.
Fort Worth.
Anime Austin obviously is in Austin.
Gee, I wonder where that's at.
It's home.
That's it as far as con goes. There are 4 cons left this year. Geeks
Yeah,
5
and then-
Ever will be at 3, but we'll only be hosting panels for 2.
And also, a big con, like out of state con, is a Holiday Matsuri, which is over at Orlando Hallmat.
Man, I can barely afford to cross the street, much less go out of state. But thank you again. Thanks guys for joining us tonight. I know we had some. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Twitch channel, or our Facebook channel. Our Facebook channel has more followers than but we prefer if everybody started following our YouTube channel. We're definitely gonna hit up this Chrissy cosplays and see if they would like to be a guest. Talk a little bit
Yeah.
more about being a guest for Oni-Con and winning the cosplay contest for Anime Matsuri. As far as Anime Matsuri goes, guys, just for those of you that are new, we don't fuck with Anime Matsuri. We don't do Anime Matsuri. We don't go. We don't. I talk shit about them every show at least once, but
Yeah.
it's more of a joke.
Mhm.
It's more of a running joke now than actual shit talking.
Yeah,
Do they come after you? Do they send you those nasty emails?
CNDs probably.
No, there's actually a lot of our audience knows that the year that the whole bullshit happened with the Nazi,
Oh.
they blamed our group because that was our panel.
fantastic. Oh, that's just fantastic.
That was our group that was involved with that.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, but honestly, we weren't there. We had canceled. We were completely innocent, and we actually had proof. I'm really stupid because if I had thought about it, I could have sued the shit out of them. But it's whatever at this point.
Yeah. Just wash your hands clean. Yeah. No part of it.
Honestly, which is shitty because we've told people this. They threw us under the bus, but the panel they hijacked wasn't even our panel.
Yeah, they just
was-
pretty much found the group and just made it. Pretty much said, "Oh, hey, this guy." They were hosting a panel, so let's blame them.
Right. Well, they took over a fan fiction panel, but we do terrible fan fiction. The Nazi dude went to a fan fiction panel. He didn't go to terrible fan fiction. But fan fiction is associated with Geeks 5 Ever. Not only that, the Nazi that's in. If you look up the news article for that, what happened with Anime Matsuri, the picture of the Nazi guy is not the actual Nazi.
That sounds about accurate. God.
So it's
There
a
were
it's a
three
big
Nazi
disaster.
cosplayers.
Yeah.
How did 3 of them get how did 3 of them get in? And
Right? I'm thinking that same thing.
oh well, they were Wolfenstein. No, one of them was an actual
Yeah.
Nazi World War II garb.
That was kind of on them. On like, no, bro, don't.
Let me put it like this: the Nazi garb was so accurate. If you tried to donate it to a museum, they would call the cops on you.
I'm half inclined to call the police. Yeah.
Freedom of speech, my ass. You dress like a Nazi, you're gonna get an American ass whooping. But then again, okay, so that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us, the pool. Let us know
Oh
if you
yeah.
ever want to be on another show. We're
Absolutely.
make
Yeah.
invite your friends to follow us. We're always talking shit. Next week, guys, we will be inviting people to come on the show and review Anime Austin. Also, I want to, on behalf of Geeks Five Ever, we want to give our prayers and condolences to the family and friends of Kevin Conroy, who passed away. For those of you that don't know, Kevin Conroy was the voice actor for decades of Batman for Batman the animated series, several of the DC movies, the animated movies, the video games, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City,
Batman
Arkham Knight.
Beyond. He even played him in the Crisis on Infinite Earth, right? The
Yeah.
He
CW.
played a Bruce Wayne in
Yeah.
Crisis Infinite Earths. So Kevin Conroy did pass away. And for those of you that are going to watch Wakanda Forever, I highly recommend watching the movie. There are a lot of mixed reviews, but I can kind of see why.
Mhm.
It is very heavy on attacking. Like, it's not attacking, but there's one white actor in there that they kind of make fun of, and they call him colonizer, and I can kind of see where some people get upset. But we won't spoil the movie. But I will say one thing about the movie. It's not really a spoiler, but the Marvel Studios logo that they play in the beginning of every Marvel
Yeah,
movie.
it was
Right.
it was a good tribute.
They it was all like scenes and pictures of Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, and it was dead ass silent. There was no sound. It was actually a moment of silence in his honor. The entire movie theater was dead ass silent.
Yeah, that can give some chills. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really it had a lot of chills. Like frankly, like the first 10 minutes are probably like the last like 10 minutes is really chilling.
We will do a spoiler review of the movie, but as of right now, the movie is amazing. It's great. It does play tribute to Chadwick Boseman. There's some definitely surprises in the movie. It does kind of open up a Disney Plus series for Marvel. Overall, however, the movie is not perfect. I do love the representation of Latinos in there with Nomar, Meha,
Yeah,
and
I
the
know.
Talocan. They completely changed the actual origin story of them to make it more, you know. Overall, like I said, it's not perfect, but I do give the movie a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, they're moving into that whole phase 6, and I'm very ready for it.
Mm-hmm. I think this is the best Marvel movie I've seen since Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Oh, okay. Damn.
And in a way, I think it could have been better than Spider-Man. I think the only reason why I don't think it's better than Spider-Man is because Spider-Man with Tobey and Andrew Garfield. I think if it wasn't so much nostalgia for them appearing, I think definitely Black Panther would have been the better movie. But overall, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Black Panther. I highly recommend it. It's an amazing movie. Don't let the naysayers tell you otherwise. They're so full of shit. The movie was amazing. It is definitely a must see. I will say, Wakanda Forever. Fucking love it. Black Panther is definitely one of my favorite superheroes. And Nomar is definitely not the villain that everyone thinks he is.
Is
Definitely
it's Namor, right?
Namor. It's Namor.
Okay, because because people were telling me I've been saying it wrong the whole entire time, and it's like it's Namor, but in
I will
Wakanda
say
Forever,
this.
it's Namor.
Spoiler alert. So if you don't want to hear this, have a good night, everybody. Spoiler in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. His name is Namor because his name means no more love.
Yeah.
That's why it's no amor.
No more.
He has no love for the surface dwellers. That's not his actual birth name. No more. He has no more love. No more. No amor. That's why. So it's not. What did you say? No more. No more.
No more.
I think No, technically, yeah, it could be no more, but no more. No more. You're supposed to say it like in Spanish.
Namor. Yeah, Namor.
No more. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Stay classy. Onicon, 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, we see you guys on the next show.
Sweet.
See you
Yeah. See you
next
later.
week, Monday, 8 o'clock. Bye.